Is this right, you think?
On hold for 75 minutes?
No, that's an age.
Oh, 75 years old.
You think that's right?
Oh, could be.
It is? Oh, Sherry's saying yes.
His name's Art. We'll talk to him. Art?
Yes.
How are you?
I'm all right. I'm doing fine.
Okay.
I want to talk to Dr. Drew.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Art?
Yes?
Can I ask you to repeat something before you ask your question?
Sure.
Just say the phrase, Petridge Farms still remembers. You ready?
Petridge Farm, what?
Oh, okay. See, he is 75. Couldn't remember the line.
Art, you're 75.
I can tell you what happened 50 years ago to the word, but I can't tell you what I had for breakfast.
That's the way I am. Except for the 50.
75.
You replaced a 50 with 14. And
You sound pretty spry, though, Art.
Yeah, well, I am. I'm getting better. I met this woman over in the Philippines, daughter of an engineer friend of mine, 43.
Ooh.
Beautiful person inside and out. I mean gorgeous. She looks 25.
Yeah, those Filipinos do that.
And I fell in love with her. I spent 2 months over there with her.
You're going to do that if you
I
can't?
fell in love with her.
Can't do the
And I'm
black
going to
woman,
go
yeah.
back and get married in 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my problem is this. She's so clean. She wouldn't let me come to bed with her unless I took a shower. And I can understand that because I smoke a pipe, and I smoke some pot.
Smoke a pot?
She says no.
Wait, Art, hold on a second. Smoke pot and a pipe?
In a pipe, yeah.
What do you think's in the pipe? And what's the pot in
I
it?
do it for, I have phlebitis in my left leg, and it stops the burning.
That's interesting.
It really does. And I have a doctor's prescription for it.
All right.
Okay?
What's phlebitis, Drew?
Well,
It's not what you have,
the bone
Art.
out of my leg diffused my back in 1946 after World War II.
Yeah, well, that's not phlebitis. That's chronic pain from something.
Well, yeah, and it damaged all the valves in the veins.
Yeah.
And I have inflammation, and I break out in ulcers on the leg.
You had a bone taken out of your leg and put in your back?
Yeah, you know, the government, they experiment.
I'd have it put in my penis.
Well, that's my problem.
Oh.
What's the problem?
The problem is she wants me to be circumcised.
All right.
Because she says it stinks. And they don't use toilet paper over there. They have a bucket of water and a pan in it, and they put water front and back and wash down with soap, wash the water off, and dry off.
Uh-huh. Every time they...
Every time they go potty, either urinate, they don't wash themselves when they urinate. They take and pour a little water on them.
In the Philippines?
In the Philippines.
Okay.
Now, are you going out there, or is she going to come out here?
I was out there in September for 2 months and stayed with her.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to her every morning at 4:30 in the morning our time, 7:30 over there for 3 months before, and found out she was an honest person and she was beautiful inside. She didn't talk bad about people. She had so many characteristics of my wife that I lost in 96. She died of cirrhosis of the liver from hepatitis C.
Oh, my.
And didn't drink.
You don't have hepatitis C?
Pardon?
You don't have hepatitis C? Were you checked?
No, I've been checked. I haven't had A, B, or C.
Okay.
She had all three.
Do you drink?
I have Kahlua and coffee and milk twice a day.
How much Kahlua?
Oh, about an ounce.
Okay.
Cup of coffee and an ounce and a glass of milk at night.
No, that's not.
I very seldom have a hard drink anymore.
Okay. Any more?
I used to drink when I was in the service, you know. Next day you're going to be dead, so you got drunk that night.
What do you do for a living now?
Well, I'm retired. I have a manufacturing company.
Okay.
And I get my pension and I get Social Security.
And your question is how or should
my
you...
question is, I went to a doctor.
Yeah.
And he examined me and he said, yes, it would be a lot cleaner if you're circumcised.
Right.
And I've made a tentative appointment to have that done in his office.
Terrific.
Okay, now my mother was a nurse at a small hospital in Utah, and she took care of a male prostitute that serviced women.
Yeah.
He had his foreskin removed when he was an adult and had it tied up on top in 2 knots.
Yeah.
So I asked this doctor if he could do that. He says, I've never tried it, but I don't know why you want to do that.
Art, I'm going to stop you there. We got to go to break. I need some more clarification on what in that F he's talking about.
Well, listen.
I'm very curious to know. I really want to know. Come on. We got to get
we do. And I got to say one quick thing, 2 quick things.
First of all, God bless Art.
First off, God bless Art. Secondly, if they took a bone from his leg and put it in his back, they shouldn't take the foreskin off and throw it away. They should sew it onto his nostril. so he has a flap or something. I mean, in just keeping the tradition of pulling stuff off one part of the body and putting it in another part.
You wouldn't waste anything.
You don't want to waste anything. Number two, it's too bad no one has the service excuse anymore. Old guys always do the service thing. Oh, sure, we did some killing. Sure, we did some whoring. Sure, we did some booze, but that was back in the service. You know, the service was like this catch-all for felons, and you could do whatever the F you wanted because you're in the service. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we did
morphine.
Sure. We strung up some black guys. I mean, you know, it was back in the service. It was back in the day, and anything went in the service. We were all heroin mules, but that was back in the service. All right, well, when we come back, we'll talk to Art, find out some more good service stories after this.
I feel so liquidy.
Really? Why?
You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. Loveline will be right back.
Hi, this is Aaron,
Scott, and Tavis, and we're Real Big Fish.
and you're listening to Loveline.
With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
That's Real Big Fish right there.
This is the 10-second break.
Oh, okay. We'll be back with more Loveline in 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
Radio
Station.
The husband's wife died. Refreshing.
96. In 96.
In 1996. It's refreshing to hear a wife kick off before the husband for a change. Usually the husbands kick off long before the wives do, because I think men die 8 years before women, and then they tend to marry women that are younger than they are. So you do the math, and you got about 15 years there. I don't know what it is, but on average, don't men marry women that are, 4 to 6 years younger than they are? Maybe 3 to 6 years, some sort of average.
Don't know the data.
Combine that with kicking off 7, 8 years earlier, and there you have it. At least 10 years of spending daddy's money. All right, but Art has survived. His wife is gone. He met himself a Filipino chick, which, yes, will be my second ethnicity. That'll be my third wife. I married the white chick first, have the kids. Then I married the black women because they hold up.
Why can't you add to the genetic diversity of the population and
have kids with them? I'll be done.
Why just skip the white one? Just skip the white one.
I got to have a couple of kids.
Yeah, but you could...
They got to look like me. I have to have sex with a woman that looks just like me.
That's scary. Oh, my God. Let's go back to Art. I'd rather talk to him than you.
Art?
Yes.
All right. Now, she's very clean. She wanted you to shower before you made love, and she wanted you to have a circumcision because your penis smells.
All right.
With a double knot? What is that all about?
Well, that's just what my mother told me about this guy, and I was curious about it.
You're going to have to describe to me what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, instead of removing the foreskin, why, they pulled it up on top and tied it, gathered it in 2 pumps, and it healed that way, and they gave him 2 bumps like 2 warts on the top of his dick.
But
yeah,
when those warts hit the clitoris, that's the right way.
Oh, yes.
Art, no.
It's a sensation that they didn't get otherwise.
Yeah.
It's a studded wonder.
Now,
I like
they have
that.
cock rings, but they slip off.
Sure.
Then you have to reach in and find them in there.
Art, you're starting to scare me.
That was big back in the service. Art.
I'm not serious about the bump.
Art, did your wife die or she kill herself?
Huh?
Art, you must be. Do you embarrass your grandkids?
I embarrass everybody because I say what I think.
We got to get Art set up with your grandma.
There's a combo.
But I tell you, the pot smoking makes me a little less impulsive to say things that I shouldn't say.
Makes you less impulsive because you feel a little more self-conscious when you're high?
No, I just...
He means more impulsive.
Son of a bitch, I'm going to tell you that, and then I'll tell all my friends that you are.
Yeah, the pot is making it difficult for him to express himself, but he means more impulsive.
I just am a little easier to get along with. I don't get irritated as often.
When you're high?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't get high.
I understand.
Enough to get the burning to go away, and I don't smoke it when I'm driving.
Right. Okay, but let me explain something about the getting high part. The pain goes away after you get high. That's the smoke enough till the pain stops, Art.
Which is interesting because
Which is fine with me.
I've always said to the people that advocate for medical use of marijuana is we have to figure out what compound in the pot causes the high. And if we could take that out, because presumably it's going to be different than the analgesic or pain-reducing property.
No.
Take the high thing out, then see how many people want to have smoke pot for their pain relief.
I don't think. Hold on a second there. Well, no, wait. Let's finish with Art. But let me finish with you, Drew. Yeah. It's like when you're feeling pain and you have a couple of shots of booze.
There's analgesic properties to booze separate from its euphoric effects.
Yeah,
separate.
All right, but what makes you feel sort of groggy out of it, not, whatever that is?
It's a sedating property.
It's a sedating. And yeah, but pot sedates you that way. And whatever sedates you, that's what getting high is.
Not if you're an addict. If you're not, there's usually...
Okay, but I don't think you're going to separate... That's what getting high is.
No, that's for you. You're not an addict. See? Let's not argue about this.
Listen, you know I'm right. Art?
Yes.
All right, so... Can't you just clean your penis very, very well?
No, can't you? Well, he wants to get a circumcision.
I do. I've always been able to put it back and clean it, but I didn't take a bath every day. But now, the 2 months I spent with her, we took a shower in the morning together, and she'd wash me and I'd wash her, and we'd take a shower at night before we go to bed. She doesn't use any deodorant. She's a beautiful woman.
Right, inside and out.
Yes, right. Skin, and she washes her hair in cold water every day.
Cold water.
Beautiful woman.
Inside and out.
It's dry. She uses a hair dryer.
Right. She uses a hair dryer, but no deodorant.
My shorts in a washing machine, which they don't have over there.
They don't have washing machines.
Washes them by hand.
Well, they got women. They don't need washing machines. Well, that is a washing machine. It's a washing machine you can have sex with.
All right, forget about this scarification of the penis. Not a good idea. Just go get the routine circumcision. That'll be uncomfortable enough, and it will do the trick, and that's fine.
Right.
No cases of penile cancer in circumcised men.
Right. And no one you've ever heard of, distant relative or celebrity that ever died of penile cancer. So, there you go.